So I guess we will continue this as we will complete this particular problem now, and we will just take another problem where I have given similar values, and we will calculate that with short sales. Okay. So previously, Netra, you were saying that the value of security D proportion, whatever the values are inserted here, is different.
No, ma'am.
It is correct. Somebody had put that in the chat box, no, in the previous session.
No, ma'am, it is correct.
It is correct. All right. So now we will just calculate for security G here. That is 0.132 divided by 0.663. 0.132 divided by 0.663 into 100. So you will get 19.9%.
Ma'am, Shilpa Basma and Padmaja had doubts, see, ma'am.
Okay, Padmaja, can you tell me where do we get 0.069? You're speaking of which value here?
Hello, ma'am. That ZD value is there, no?
Yeah, I'm getting, yes. Yeah, I have taken the same value. Yeah, there is some
It
correction.
is not 7.33, it is 11.
Just a minute, huh? I have to make some corrections here. This is AED. So for D, it is 0. All right. So we have taken these four securities, that is A, D, E, and G. Now, when you see here, we have not taken the values which are falling negative because it would not form an optimal portfolio. Now, when you take the sum of all these values, that is 41.3, 3.47, 35.1, and 19.9%, the summation of all this will give you somewhere around 99.7, which is nothing but 100%. It means you can just make a rough analysis. Out of 100 rupees, you're investing 41 rupees for security A, 3 rupees for security D, 35 rupees for security E, and for security G, roughly around you're making an investment of rupees 20. Okay. Now, out of this, we are going to see which is an optimal portfolio. Here, we are going to see which is going to be the largest investment towards which security. Now, out of these values, the largest investment is going to be towards security A, which is 41.3%. So this is giving us the proportion of investment to form an optimal portfolio. 41.3 is going to be largest investment, and the lowest in comparison with 41 would be 35. And for rest of G and D, you're going to make the investments. Okay. So either you can keep this answer as it is, saying that this is going to be the proportion of investment, wherein the largest investment is going to be for security A, and next comes with security E, G and D. Okay, so this is going to form an optimal portfolio for 100%. So construction of optimal portfolio here, we are going to calculate XI. Okay, that we are going to calculate only for the positive values, and this is the proportion of investment which will get, and this will help the investor to take a decision where in which security how much should be the proportion of investment, that is 41%, 3.47%, 35, and then 19.9% or 20% approximately. So what have they done? In the textbook, they have taken only two securities. Though here you can see the largest is 41 and lowest is 3. But considering only two securities they have said, largest would be 41.3 and lowest you can do it as 35% is the investment. And rest of the two securities also you can do out of 100 rupees. You can again take the proportion for G and D because you're getting the positive values here, because negative values are totally being eliminated towards selection of the optimal portfolio. Okay, so with this we complete the first aspect of the problem for Sharpe's optimal portfolio, where the calculation is all about without short sales. I will just check if there are any queries here in the chat box. Z value is 0.069 while calculating. Okay, we'll just check. Yes, I got it, what you're saying now. So here we haven't changed, right? Yes. So 11 minus 5.42, 5.58. So here it is 0.069. Yeah, correct. So 0.274 plus 0.069 plus 0.233 plus 0.132, 0.708. Okay. So 0.274 divided by 0.708, 38.7. Next 0.069 divided by 0.708 into 100, 9.74. Zero point 233 divided by 0.708 to 100, 32.9. And 0.132 divided by 0.708 into 100, 18.6. So 38.7 plus 9.74 plus 32.9 plus 18.6. Yes, so we'll get 99.9. You can round it off to 100. Okay. So what I have done here, I had not done the corrections which I had done in the table. So I had taken 7.33, which is actual value is 11 here. Okay. And accordingly, the values will change here. So again, when you see, the proportion of investment will remain highest for security A and lowest, the next security is going to be for security E. So that is going to be the conclusion. Okay. So if it is clear, we will move on to the next problem where we are going to consider the same table, but only there are certain things that we have to keep in mind when we are going to calculate optimal portfolio when there is short sales. This particular problem we have solved wherein we have to build an optimal portfolio without short sales. Now in short sales, formula will remain same, but the procedures will slightly change. Okay. So can we move to the last problem here? If short sales are permitted, how would the portfolio composition change? So if anybody is having any doubt with regard to optimal portfolio without short sales, you can ask, else we will move on to the last aspect here. When short sales are given in the problem to build up an optimal portfolio. Okay. So if short sales are permitted, how would the portfolio composition change? Now here I have given refer information of question number 1. It means we are going to consider this. Now here it was without, okay. Here what I will do with short sales, okay. So that is the only change, but rest of all the information will remain same, okay. Now what is the change that we have to do? Now, whatever the procedure is there to calculate the optimal portfolio when short sales are allowed is more or less similar to the procedure adopted for short sales. Now, this is important except for the cutoff point concept. Okay. So what is this except for cutoff point concept? Now, if you remember in the previous session, I have highlighted here. I'll just show you the values. Yes. Now this was taken as the cutoff point, that is highest value for the CI, that is security G. 5.42 was taken as the C star or the cutoff point, and the values below the C star, okay, that is 5.37 and so on for the securities were ignored, or they were not taken into consideration for selecting the optimal portfolio. But that will not happen for the optimal portfolio with short sales. So that is the first change. It means we are going to calculate for all the securities. Now what we are going to calculate? We are going to calculate the value of XI for all the securities. So that is the meaning here, which says except for the cutoff point. Here all the stocks are added to the portfolio. They are either held long or short. Now held long or short means what? All the positive values will be considered and the negative values will be sold out, okay, or sold short, we can name it as, okay. All these stocks affect the cutoff point here, means we are not taking any exception values that we had seen with regard to without short sales. So the Z value has to be calculated for each stock. Now here in the previous problem we had ignored for security H because it is below the cutoff point, okay, and all the values which were above 5.42, that is were considered for calculation, okay. Above the 5.42 all the securities were taken. So if the Z value is positive, the stock will be held long, and if it is negative it will be sold short. So this is what we are going to come into conclusion, and this is only slightly different from that of the problem with without short sales. So this is a problem where you are having a Sharpe's optimum portfolio with short sales. So all of the calculation will remain same. It will remain same up till the calculation of CI values for all the stocks. Okay. But when it comes for constructing the optimal portfolio, the Z value, when you can see, it was limited only to security G, but for with short sales you're going to include even security H. So that is the difference for without short sales and with short sales. Okay, now here also the values will change. Here I have taken 5.37, here it is going to be 5.42. I hope students have understood what is the difference for the problem of Sharpe's optimal portfolio for without short sales calculation and with short sales calculation. If you are not clear with that concept, I will repeat it once again, then we can just finish up this particular calculation aspect. So just quickly put that into the chat box if I can move ahead, or if you have not understood the concept, then I will just repeat what is the difference in calculating the Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales and with short sales. Okay, I will just repeat it once again. I will just give another try here. Now for calculation of Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales, okay, we have to calculate the cutoff rate, or what we call it as the C star, okay. No doubt we have calculated the values of CI for all the securities, but we had to define a cutoff rate, and the cutoff rate is going to be the highest value of the CI which has been calculated based on the formula. Now based on this, the highest value, that is 5.42, is the highest value, and all the values which are above 5.42 here in the range of securities that are being selected, okay. But the values which are after this particular CG, that is security, which is falling down here, that is 5.37 and so on, that will not be considered for calculation of proportion of investment. Now what is proportion of investment here? The proportion of investment is this calculation. Now if you can see here for XI, up till we have limited the calculation of the proportion of investment only for security G, okay. In case of problems with short sales, we are including even security H. So that is the important difference between Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales and with short sales. It means for with short sales, we are going to add up all the securities for the portfolio, and those values which is falling into negative figures or which is negative will be considered as sold short, and whichever are positive will be considered, or it will be held for a long time. So that is the conclusion for with short sales of securities under Sharpe's optimal portfolio, okay. And that is the reason when you see here we have calculated for all the securities up till security H, that is not seen in case of Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales. We are limiting only up to security G. So is it clear now? The only difference is towards proportion of investment, the calculation will change. What you have not considered of the securities for without short sales, that security will be considered. In short, all the securities are calculated for proportion of investment, or all the securities are added up to the portfolio without any exception of considering the cutoff rate. So I hope I made it clear. Still you have not understood, you can just put that into the chat box so that we will move ahead. So I hope you have followed. All the calculation will remain same. Now we will just look at the calculation here for proportion of investment, where we are going to calculate for all the securities. Now how are we going to draw the conclusion? The conclusion will be drawn, all the values which have got positive will be held long, and all the values which are falling negative will be sold short. So that is the conclusion that we are going to derive in case of problems when you're having Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales. I'm sorry, with short sales, okay. So here quickly I have to make the changes here. So this is 5.42 for all the securities here. Here it is 11 minus 5.42. Yes, Madhura, you raised your hand.
No, ma'am, it's by mistake,
My
ma'am.
mistake. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we going to do here? Once we have calculated the values for ZA for all the securities, including for ZH, that we have not done for the problem without short sales, but for which short sales we are going to include all the securities for the portfolio. Now, quickly, what are we going to do here? We are going to see whichever is positive, okay, will be considered or it will be held long for optimal portfolio. I'll just highlight for the positive values here, and all the negative values will be sold short. So that is going to be the conclusion here. Okay. Now when you can see the highlighted here for security A, D, E and G. So these are held long. Okay. And all the negatives, that is negative values of B, security C, security F and security H. So this will be held short, or you can also name it as sold short. Okay. So this is all about problems on Sharpe's optimal portfolio without short sales and with short sales. So with short sales, the change is only towards proportion of investment. Rest of the things will remain same as that of calculation that we have shown here. So you have to do the same calculation here with all the formulas, and only this aspect will change, that is construction of portfolio in case of without or with short sales. Okay, there you're going to show the proportion of investment. Here, as you're having with short sales, we are going to arrive at a conclusion of this. All the positive values will be held long and all the negative values will be sold short. Okay. So with this, we will complete unit 4. Okay. And I will share this particular document in the link for all the changes that I have done. Okay. So that you can refer this. I will convert that into PDF and just send the link in the Google Drive so that you can access it. Okay. And from Monday, we will begin with the 5th unit, that is portfolio evaluation and portfolio revision. So if you are, just go through the document once again. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. So for up to today's session, if anybody is having any doubt, you can ask. Else we will end this session for today and see you all on Monday. And we will have a discussion on unit 5. And after that, after we complete unit 5, we will glance over through the previous year's question papers. Even the previous year's question papers, I will just share that in the link. Okay, so that even you can try out. Okay, and we will solve even the question papers. Okay, after we complete unit 5. So shall we end the session for today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I wish you all a very happy Ganesh Chaturthi in advance, though it is tomorrow. Okay. Enjoy the festival of bliss and stay safe. Okay. Thank you. See you all on Monday.
Thank you, ma'am.